You got past 34,000, but why the pullback? Closing today just over 31.
Yeah, happy holidays, Emily. Hopefully Santa Claus gave you some Bitcoin for Christmas. But I think, today was just a minor blip in the road, I would say. It was more, I think it was just a trading position that got liquidated, they said, in the futures. So I don't think this is long-term fundamentals at all. I think what you're seeing over the last month is, there's a supply and demand. There's a lot of institutional buyers out there, and there's very little supply. It's amazing what's happening now because of those reasons you just said. It's become the popular institutional trade for against the dollar, inflation hedge, or gold 2.0. In that case, if people are buying $200, $300 million orders, there's no supply for that. We've never seen those type of buying volumes before. So it's very interesting to see how this will turn out.
So look, I think I know your answer to this next question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is there a chance the Bitcoin bubble just popped?
Yeah, so I think, listen, a lot of the institutional buyers bought in around 20,000. So that would be my floor for how far Bitcoin could go down, because it can go down obviously at any point in time. And all those buyers that bought in, they said, oh, we're into Bitcoin now for a 3 to 5 year time horizon, which is great. But I think if Bitcoin hits $45,000 next month or so, they're going to say, wow, we just made 2x. We don't need that 3 year horizon anymore. Let's start selling some. And then you start seeing a selling pressure of $200 million sell orders come in, which the industry's never seen before. That could cause a catapulting event to cause things to go going down pretty quickly. And you could see it go down from 45 to 40 to 35 down to 30 or things like that. But I think the floor would be 20.
So hang on. Are you saying you think it can go to 45 in the next month?
Yeah. So listen, on last month on this show, I said it would hit 30,000 in the next 3 months. And I was proven wrong very fast. It hit 30,000 in 20 days. So I think now there's very little sell side pressure, to be honest with you. And I think it goes up to 40, 45, the next month or so pretty easily, I think. And then when you get to 40, 45, you'll start seeing some selling pressure. But I think when it gets that high now, you're going to start seeing something else come into play, which is that Bitcoin, and I'm going to predict this in this year, will become $1 trillion currency. So that magic number is $54 roughly, and then it becomes $1 trillion currency, which means then at that time, you could even see governments and treasury departments start buying Bitcoin, which may sound far-fetched, but 2 years ago, corporations buying Bitcoin for the balance sheet was crazy too.
Okay, but before that point, does the government step in with more potentially aggressive regulation?
Yep, so the government's already trying to do a lot of regulations. They're passing a lot of KYC and AML policies on the exchanges and all that, but that really won't slow growth. That more slows it around utility of sending Bitcoin to your friends, spending Bitcoin at merchants, things like that. But the actual mass institutional buying and selling regulations only help that. It makes it more easier for them and more safer and legal in their mind. So it won't hurt the exchanges too much for that part.
How much does the Coinbase IPO, they've filed to go public, how much do you think a successful IPO of Coinbase could change the game and go towards legitimizing cryptocurrency in general?
Well, and I think it's going to help a lot. And that's why I predict that Bitcoin, I thought would be 30,000 because of the Coinbase IPO, but we've already passed that. So I think it's going to hit 45 and then maybe go to $1 trillion market cap because of that. The Coinbase market cap is can be very instrumental for a lot of reasons. I mean, Wall Street loved that Square traded $1.6 billion worth of crypto in Q3 last year. Coinbase traded $1.5 billion 2 days ago on a Saturday. They've been trading over $1 billion just at Bitcoin alone every day for the last 2 weeks, right? And they charge between 0.5 and 2%. So unlike Robinhood that sells Tesla stock maybe for free for the buyers, they're charging 0.5 and 2%. The revenue numbers that Coinbase is going to have, I think, are going to blow people's minds away. And then Wall Street is going to really drive that stock price up. And then what is all the other trading exchanges like Charles Schwab, E-Trade, all they're going to do and sit back and let Coinbase have its whole market? It's going to put a lot of media frenzy around this whole industry. And seeing when people start showing that much revenue and growth, everyone's going to start offering these type of services pretty soon.
Meantime, Ripple has been sued by the SEC. Coinbase has actually halted trades of XRP, and the government seems to be concerned about what XRP really is. Ripple saying it's a currency. The SEC seems to think it's a security. Not a good look for Ripple executives, or certainly a big headache. What do you make of this?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a headache for Ripple a little bit. And full disclosure, BitPay is a partner of Ripple, so we know them very well. But SEC's been going after a lot of these companies, and getting settlements out of all of them. So we'll see how, if they want to do a long drawn out court case or do a quick settlement, we'll see. What is interesting is that the SEC, with the new presidential administration now, the SEC is going to have new executives coming in right now. So will these new executives that take over the SEC really want to do a long drawn out court case with Ripple, or they might not care and want to do a quick settlement, which in what case would be a lot easier for the whole industry, including Ripple itself?